Welcome to the Sage Thought Leadership Podcast, building experiences that connect, remove friction, and deliver insights. Well, hi everyone, and welcome to our podcast. I'm Ed Kless, and with me today is Sir Darren Jacklin. Sir Darren has personally trained 157 Fortune 500 companies over the last 23 years. He has traveled to almost 50 countries on 4 continents, a world-class speaker, corporate trainer. He has rang the closing bell at the Nasdaq 3 times in New York City, raised $100 million for Global Philanthropy Projects through his International Family Foundation, and built an international certified CPA firm called Profitopia to a multiple 7-figure business in less than 2 years. Sir Darren was knighted by His Royal Highness, the Royal Family of Spain, on June 4th, 2022, for his acknowledgment of Global Philanthropy and Entrepreneurship. Welcome to the Sage Thought Leadership Podcast, Sir Darren.
I'm grateful to be here, Ed. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Well, first off, why do you do what you do?
I do what I do because I learned years ago from one of my mentors that the secret to living is giving. And once you, over time, become successful, that your success becomes someone else's miracle. And I think because of joy and what it feels good to be of service to people. But I know through a lot of adversities and failures and challenges and struggles and setbacks in my life, with my backstory, that I always had people that believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. And it was a complete blind spot to me. And I think in my life now that, in life we're either coming from a problem, we're in a problem, or we're heading towards a problem. That's the condition of being a human being. And I think in life that we don't realize that other people around us, through a network of conversations with other people, actually can help us solve different problems in our lives. But a lot of times we want to look good and we don't want to look bad. And we have this ego or fear of embarrassment that we want to solve things by ourselves by staying in our logical mind. And I realized in my life that, we get out of our head and connect with other people. There's a world of opportunity and possibility through networks of conversation. So I do what I do to really be a service to humanity, to make a difference, because I believe that we're all connected as human beings. I've traveled this world lots, and I realize no matter what continent or what city or country we're in, we're all connected as human beings. And we all go through similar life experiences of adversities and failures and challenges and setbacks throughout our life. And so I love to serve people. I love to make a difference.
And I mentioned the philanthropic efforts that you are under, and you have an upcoming E2E hiking fundraiser. Tell me a little bit about that.
So great question. So during COVID-19, I live here in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. We were in a lockdown across this country, and other countries were as well. And while I was in lockdown, I had, like a lot of other people, had started to gain weight. I was closer to the refrigerator, wasn't moving around as much, wasn't leaving my home. And so I was 40 pounds heavier in weight. And I'm not somebody who goes to a gym. It's just not for me. I don't resonate to an artificial environment like that. I like to get outdoors. So I reached out to a couple people and they said, come out hiking with us. Well, I didn't have hiking gear. I had running shoes and jeans and a t-shirt. So I went to this hike that kids in elementary school could do, probably in a grade 4 gymnasium class. And I struggled. And at that moment, I realized how out of shape and how out of integrity I was with taking care of my body. I was treating my body like a woodshed, not like a temple. I was disrespectful to my body. And what I realized was I wanted to start hiking. So I created a calendar, created a structure where I put things into my calendar. So I had accountability and responsibility. And I created a hiking group with a couple other people on a WhatsApp channel. We started hiking. Well, over the course of last year, I released 40 pounds in weight. And I thought, wow, from hiking, just consistently hiking, scheduled and structured in my calendar. So what happened was I started posting on my social media channels. I started to create this following of people from all over the world, from all walks of life, saying, oh my gosh, can I come hiking with you? So I had people flying into Vancouver, family vacations, special events, business meetings, and they're like, hey, can I go to a hike with you? So all these people started hiking with me. And then people started saying on the hikes, why don't you do this as a foundation arm for Link Foundation to support your charity, which you build these schools? So we did our first hike last year. In 3 weeks, we put it together, raised 16,000 Canadian dollars, about 12,000 US dollars. And we had 25 people signed up for our first hike. They paid a small little fee, but 43 people showed up and all paid. And all the money went to build the rest of this school over in Liberia, West Africa. So what happened was people came to me afterwards and said, man, I feel better getting out in nature, being away from technology, being with my children, put my kids out in nature, and all these benefits and all these positive responses came back. And I thought, so I started to test it with people saying, hey, listen, do you think we can create this thing called E2E, Elevate to Educate, and create this hiking fundraiser arm? Would you ever come out? So what happened was we've created this mission now where across North America, we're doing hikes that anybody can do them. They're green hikes, so they're not advanced or skilled. I'm doing Mount Kilimanjaro later this year, but that's a more advanced hike with some people. But for the average person, it's just getting them out in the outdoors, having inspiring conversations, connecting, being in community, and just breathing the fresh air and hearing the birds. And the money that we raise goes through Link Foundation, so people get a tax receipt because we're an international registered foundation. And then they can hop onto our social media channels and see their financial dollars that they contribute for their registration now gets used to take care of some of the poorest people on the planet.
And how long are some of these hikes? You said they're green, so they're easy, but yep.
Yeah, 2 to 3 hours round trip. Some people are taking, we've had photographers come out taking pictures. We've had people come out and creating teachable moments for their children. And they're showing, they're playing little scavenger hunts in terms of like find a squirrel or find a mushroom or find a certain kind of a plant or pick a certain kind of tree. And so it becomes a very educational thing for different families and people. We've had some people come out on dates. They're taking somebody on a date. We've had some people come out that have employees as a team building exercise. They're building community and camaraderie and culture. So we get people from all walks of life that come out that just want to get in the outdoors and give themselves permission to take a few hours away from their busy lives, support a great cause with Link Foundation and E2E, but also have a great time and have fun. And knowing that when they're hiking or out walking, and they're creating a ripple of impact in people's lives. So everybody wins.
About how often are you having the hikes? So you started it like a once a year thing, and now it's kind of increased.
So now we're doing averaging twice a year right now. Okay. And then as we grow and scale our team over the next couple of years and build our structure, our systems, and our processes and our foundation, then we'll probably do a few more each year. But right now we're doing 2 a year, and people can go to hikingfundraiser.com. That's the website, hikingfundraiser.com. And they can also sign up on the hikingfundraiser.com website to get updates. We won't bombard you with a lot of updates, but just to get a few a year, just to kind of let you know what we're doing to educate and inform you. And it's great. And people get a chance to network. We've had people come out that are unemployed and they connect with somebody on the hike, and now they've got a job. We've had people that, we had somebody recently that needed a real estate agent, and they found somebody to list their house because we had a lot of realtors that come out and mortgage brokers and insurance people. So you get people from all walks of life, but it really creates a great environment to really have a lot of fun and to be inspired. And people leave and they feel, because I always say, look at life as a return on life and a return on energy. Are the actions and tasks that you're doing in your life, are they giving you that return on energy and that return on life? And also, are you creating experiences? And are you creating teachable moments for your children or your family, where they can be times where you spend quality time, but also you create teachable moments, which is very important today because we have such a busy life where we're distracted by technology.
And Darren, we have an exit question that we ask all of our guests, and that is, who is a hero of yours and why are they a hero?
Great question. So I would say I've had a number of different heroes. I have a lady by the name of Sue Urquhart. She was in my book called Until I Become that I wrote. And when I was really struggling in my life, much younger, I was in a Toastmasters International group for public speaking and leadership and communication to build my self-confidence. And I was terrified being in this group, being exposed, being not good enough, thinking I'm stupid, not smart enough, all this negative self-talk. And she believed more than me than I believed in myself. And she had a profound impact and influence on my life. This one person lit the match and created a fire that just created a huge ripple of impact in a positive way. So I'd say Sue's been a big influence in my life. And other people as well that I've met as total strangers, because I've really learned the power of gratitude and being grateful and counting my blessings every day. And so I say, every day I get a chance to meet yourself or people in your audience around the world, they become an influence and impact and a hero to me.
And lastly, how can somebody contact you?
You can go to darrenjacklin.com. You can follow me on social media. Just Google my name on LinkedIn or Instagram or Facebook. You can go to hikingfundraiser.com. And you can follow me on the social media channels, or you can reach out to me through darrenjacklin.com.
All right. And we will put a link to hikingfundraiser.com in the show notes. Appreciate that. Sir Darren Jacklin, thanks so much for being a guest on the Sage Thought Leadership Podcast.
Grateful to be here.
Review and subscribe by searching your podcast player of choice for Sage Thought Leadership Podcast.